What's going on, everybody? The networking guru here with Trepa Technologies on our last video of the Network Plus full and free course. Like, subscribe, share with your friends, and we're going to finish up the last exam objective, Domain 5.5. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. So today we're going to go over Domain 5.5, given a scenario, use the appropriate tool or protocol to solve networking issues. We're going to go over the hardware tools and different networking device commands. So first we're going to go over the hardware tools, okay? Something that a network admin engineer that's definitely on the road or managing data centers, it's in their toolkit, right? So we have a toner. So a toner, often alongside a probe, helps technicians trace network cables to determine where they run in a building or wiring closet. A good use case for them is when you need to identify the physical path of a cable or find where it terminates. A toner can be used for that. Then we have a cable tester. When you're crimping cables, patch cables, wiring, Cat5, you will use this. A cable tester verifies the electrical continuity and wiring layout of network cables. Advanced models can also test for cable length, attenuation, and noise interference. They can do that, but most of the time we're just a cable tester. We're seeing if our pins, if each pair is end to end, right? Taps. So a network tap or test access points, I've never used one personally, but are devices that allow monitoring of network traffic without interrupting the flow of data. Great way to do packet captures. I never really had the need to use one of these. You can use SPAN for something like this, but useful in environments where you need to monitor or capture data for security analysis, get those PCAP files, okay? A Wi-Fi analyzer. So a Wi-Fi analyzer, these are as robust as anything, could be very simple, could generate heat maps for you, but a Wi-Fi analyzer scans wireless networks to identify signal strength, signal interference, channel usage, and network configuration. So we want to look at dead zones. We want to make sure we don't have channel overlap. We can use a Wi-Fi analyzer. Then the last hardware tool we're going to talk about is something called a visual fault locator, a VFL. So a visual fault locator is used with fiber optic cables to identify breaks or bends. This is all for fiber, right? You can send a laser through it. You can have more complex ones that say, oh, the break, we have data loss, things like that. So this troubleshoots the end-to-end continuity of our fiber cables. And now jumping into something a little bit more fun, because as much as using those hardware tools is a great thing to know, especially as a seasoned network engineer, when to use one, when to bring one. You're doing on-site builds, deployments, upgrades, legacy removals, whatever the case may be, right? Life cycle replacements. Just something hard to show you in the YouTube video. But we will have bonus videos coming up that will show you kind of this more real-life troubleshooting stuff. But now on to the CLI. Every traditional network engineer's dream, the CLI, right? Let's go over some of these show commands. So the show MAC address table. This displays the MAC address table of a network device, such as a switch. This is going to show the MAC addresses assigned to each port, or learned by each port, what type, and what VLAN, okay? Useful for troubleshooting. Useful to see what devices we have on the switch. Maybe we have to go quarantine a device that's part of like a security exploit or, a security incident. We can do show MAC address table. We have the MAC address of that computer. Find what port it's living on and shut that port, or isolate it in a private VLAN or something like that. Show route. Now remember, the CompTIA, this is a vendor neutral exam. So show route won't work on Cisco, which I come from a Cisco network engineering background. The commands actually show IP route, but I think they're just saying show route in the network objective because they're like, hey, this is just common. Like, in Linux, I think it's show route as well. We can actually go check here on my Kali Linux machine. Let's go check it out. So even in Linux, the command is IP route, right? So I think what they're trying to get you to show you here is, and we can go to secure CRT, is that it's show route something, right? And Cisco, it's show IP route. So it's a little different, but we can just still look at the command here. It's show IP route, right? I want to switch, so I'm not going to have a deep routing table here, but that's the command in Cisco. Let's go ahead and go back to the slides here. Okay, show interface. So show interface is going to show you all the status, statistics, and errors on a network interface, right? This is one that can be used in Cisco. We use it all the time in troubleshooting. You can see all the CRC errors or input errors. You can check your MTU, the bandwidth, the duplex with this show command. Show config. So again, this is vendor neutral. So I'm not going to say that's not the right command. It could be maybe in other CLI for other network devices. But in Cisco, this will be show running or show startup config. That'll show you all the configuration on that device. So if we come back here to my secure CRT, if I type in show config, Oh, that actually, there you go. That works. It's always been show running config. Maybe I just learned something on the fly with you guys. That is awesome. But okay, show config works. You can see our running configuration here. That is crazy. I've been doing network engineering for 10 years. I've always just done show run, not show config. That is pretty cool. So that is good. That is a command that shows you the configuration of your network devices. Then show ARP. So on the network device, show ARP will actually show you the ARP table of the network device. Whereas if you're on the local host machine, this would be ARP-A, right? And then we have show VLAN, which is a good command on Cisco devices for sure. That's going to show you pretty much the VLAN database. So really what ports are assigned to what VLANs are created on your switch. So let's go to my switch again here. Let's do both commands. So we're going to type in show ARP. That's going to show us all our local ARP table here, our layer 3 to layer 2 mappings that we have. And if we type in show VLAN, it's going to show us all the VLANs created and what interfaces are assigned to what VLANs. We have a different one here called show VLAN brief that I like, just smaller output, right? Okay, and then last but not least, show power. I did a pretty deep dive into the show power command. On Cisco devices, it's show power inline. Same thing though, this is going to show us all the PoE available, what's standard, how much each interface can assign for power, and that's everything power. All right, now let's go do our last quiz in our Network Plus course. All right, so I'm at our academy here. This is our custom learning management software that if you buy any of our courses, our live virtual training or self-paced, you get access to. And I'm at our Network Plus course here. So let's go to quizzes, and we are in domain 5.5.2. Let me zoom in here. And let me bring my face interview here because I know that helps you guys with answering the questions. And let's go ahead and do it. So question 1. A network technician finds two devices in the same VLAN cannot communicate with each other. Which command would help verify their VLAN assignment? That's show VLAN, right? Show VLAN. Show MAC address table technically would too, but this is the correct command for this, right? Pause the video if you'd like to see our explanation. Question 2. If a fiber optic cable connection is suspected to be broken, which tool should a technician use to identify the exact location of the fault? That's going to be C, the visual fault locator. It's almost like a trick question. It's like the exact name, visual fault locator. All right, pause the video if you'd like to read our explanation. Question 3. What tool would be most appropriate for detecting sources of interference in a wireless network environment? That's our Wi-Fi analyzer, right? Easy. Another give me there. Pause the video if you'd like to read our explanation. Question 4. A network technician needs to identify the specific port a device is connected to on a switch. Which command would be the best choice? A network technician needs to identify the specific port a device is connected to on a switch. Which command would be the best choice? I'm thinking D here. Let's kind of break these down and what they do. So show route is IP routing table. That's not it. Show interface will show you one interface or every single interface on a switch. If you just typed in show interface, that wouldn't identify the specific port device is connected to. Yeah, because we're looking at it from like, hey, this computer. Look at it, find information about it. Okay, let's get its MAC address. And I type in show MAC address table. It'll show me the exact interface it's connected to. I'm going to go with show MAC address table. So there's our explanation. Pause the video if you'd like to read. Question 5. Which tool would a technician most likely use to identify the physical path of a network cable in a building's wiring closet? Okay, so it's obviously between A and B, right? With the cable test, remember, that's just testing to make sure we crimped our RJ45 correctly. That's really what it's used for. This is a toner and probe, okay? This is a toner and probe. Pause the video if you'd like to read our explanation. Question 6. Which command provides detailed information on the power status of each of devices connected to a PoE power Ethernet switch? That is show power inline. Now, on the CompTIA exam, it may just have show power. I want to be accurate, so I put show power inline on this, and that is it. Pause the video if you'd like to see our explanation. All right, let's go. We got 100%. I want to thank everyone for viewing. This is our last video of our free and full Network Plus course. If you like the content, like, subscribe, share with your friends. If you want access to our learning management system, hit the link in the description below, and I'll see you in our next video.